Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of How Did This Get Booked? I, of course, am your host, Jake Manning. I'm a veteran of the professional wrestling business for over a decade, and I've held every single job except selling popcorn. And I am joined, as always, by my tag team partner and my co-host, my shotgun riding member down the road of subpar professional wrestling, Zane Riley. Zane, how are you doing?
Hungover, Jake. How are you?
I know, we've had a good time. The last 24 hours at a comedy show and played some video games and got drunk and had some fun. Played a game. Apparently, there's only 4 of them in the world. Yep. It's supposed to be really fun. I still don't know what I played last night.
You never will. You never learn. Killer Queen, though, is the name of it for anybody out there that plays. Yep. Yeah, that game awesome. That game was so killer.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. I was utterly confused the whole time, and maybe that was the addictive part.
It is.
But anyways, we for those of you that are obviously not seeing visually, missed the nice high five between Zane and our guest, our non-wrestling fan, Mikee Steinberg. Mikee, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Bit hungover. Show last night was awesome, by the way.
Okay.
And thanks for having me on. This is pretty awesome.
Thanks for showing up this time.
Thank you for coming along down our choo-choo ride down this. And like I said, we had some scheduling issues, and then also an issue like you might almost watch part 2. So I'm very. There were a lot of elements that almost prevented this podcast from happening. If people only knew, there should be a podcast of how this podcast came together.
A small documentary, a docucast, if you will.
A docucast, like Serial should do something about this came together. But Mikee, like I said, you're a non-wrestling fan, and I always interested to hear non-wrestling fans' exposure to professional wrestling. No matter how big or how small, what is your exposure to professional wrestling?
I know there used to be WWE Raw. Was that correct? It was
WWF,
SmackDown
WWE,
versus Raw.
And yes, it still kind of exists.
F and E, that was right.
They know a couple letters.
I remember I used to play it as a kid, the video games a lot. The cage match was what I played. That's about the extent. Was the cage match was fantastic and awesome to play with my friends.
The video game is your extent of wrestling knowledge.
I
That's
know,
fantastic.
Hulk Hogan, that was obviously in the movie. There was The Rock. Yeah. He's a cool guy.
He's a
mostly because of Instagram. He does pro wrestlers for everything other than wrestling.
He's really good with the Kevin Hart guy.
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura, great politician.
These are classics in my. But I will say, I remember Rey Mysterio. That's who I always played as. He was the cool guy who could flip, I believe.
Yes.
And wore the mask, and he had the coolest unlockable, downloadable content. But that's about as far as I can go, to be honest.
Well, like I said,
that's exactly what we need.
Exactly. And
Andy Kaufman, he was a wrestler. I loved Andy Kaufman. He was my favorite.
So anybody that did anything outside of wrestling,
Yeah.
know everything about him.
Yep.
Pretty much.
You're well aware of, Big Show's movie career, probably, and Kane's movie career. Big fan of See No Evil right here, Mikee Steinberg. Which might be something we talk about sometime in a future episode, because we do cover wrestling movies, which is exactly what we're covering today in the straight-to-video release and aired multiple times on TNT and in syndication, the classic action series Thunder in Paradise.
Good God. Did I see that box around here? Did you have that movie?
Yeah, it's up there on my computer.
Why do you have that fucking movie? Well, did you buy it for this?
No, I found it. I found it in the office, and like anybody if you go online, you'll find like the VHS box is ridiculous. It's like Hulk Hogan with his arms up, and then it's the VHS version, and I think it's an original run. Yeah,
which I feel is the exact same cover as his like Suburban Nanny movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that's the same pose.
It's the same deal.
Think from Suburban Commando, but he just has a shirt off wearing camo shorts. He has the young girl next to him, and then the woman that eventually becomes his wife with the boat in the background with an explosion. Yeah. Like that tells you everything you need to know about this movie. And on the side of the VHS box is Hulk Hogan's promo shot. Like that's his 8x10 that he would sign.
Oh,
so
it's PG too. I was surprised that was
with all the tits in that movie.
I know, right?
You would think it was 13 at least.
Oh yeah, well that was the thing too. I didn't have time to print off some of the reviews, but like one of the reviews for the movie on Amazon and IMDb was like, "Hey, there's hot chicks everywhere.
Every other cutscene, back to the beach.
Even the extras, like there's not a bad looking one in the bunch."
Yeah, right.
It's 20 to 1 women to men on this beach.
Yeah.
I just realized this little girl has a gun pointed on Hulk Hogan.
What?
She's got a little pink pistol and like pointing it at him for some reason.
Yeah, it looks like the iPhone emoji.
There's not like, you know, hundreds of deaths this year of a child, getting hold of guns. You know what I'm saying? We're not like trying to promote that at all.
Oh God.
But let me get to some of the particulars, like I always do about whatever we watch. Just be real brief, probably.
Well, it was straight to movie, so theaters were down.
Yeah, I can't really give you an estimate on the budget or like what it brought in box office internationally.
Honestly, as a non-wrestling fan, I was pretty impressed. I was pretty entertained.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, but maybe here they give you a clue. There were actually some decent people that worked on this. It was created by the same creators of Baywatch, and Gregory Bannon, Michael Burke, and Douglas Schwartz. Obviously, like I said, straight to video. It premiered September of 1993. It eventually became a first-run syndication show that only had one season. Shocker. Yeah. And then most people probably remember it running longer than a season because TNT rebroadcast the shit out of it once they got Hulk Hogan into their fold, which kind of this Thunder in the Paradise was kind of the precursor that led Hulk Hogan to go to WCW. He was out of WWF. He was trying to follow his movie career, and he was filming over at Disney. And then Ric Flair, in his shoot interview, said he went over.
That guy too.
Mostly because he probably waited on him and he didn't tip you.
Yeah. Exactly it.
Not because of his wrestling career, but outside of wrestling.
He got real drunk and was a dickhead.
If you're a waiter in Charlotte, you don't like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
He's got more heat than anybody in the service industry.
And warrants.
Yeah, and warrants.
He cleared those up.
Oh.
He can come back in the state now.
Oh.
But yeah, this was the thing that kind of led him to go to WCW because Hulk was like, hey, I'm gonna basically wrestle part-time and do this Thunder in Paradise as my main gig in the future. So this was filmed kind of as a pilot movie. Also some other kind of side notes that this was a film
that 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, this is filmed.
It was one hell of a pilot. We'll cover every possible angle.
Well, it's also in syndication. What they would do is they would put out this 2-hour movie. And then make it a 2-part episode, like this is a special 2-part pilot. But you'd also you'd air this in like an afternoon, like on like a Fox or whatever,
right,
and see if it got any ratings. Oh, this is great! It got some good ratings at Saturday afternoon at 4. How about we buy the syndicated series and put it on at 11 o'clock at night on Friday? So that's usually the way that worked because syndication money was huge,
right?
But of course that's Baywatch. Baywatch was a syndicated show that aired usually Monday nights on like Fox or something late night, or in the same mold of Next Generation. So syndication money and syndication TV series were big. So I feel like Hulk Hogan was like, yeah, I'm sitting on a gold mine right now. Right? The creators of Baywatch, and that got 1 billion views and all the money that way. So yeah, I'm sure you felt that way. But also too, like I said, it was filmed on like Disney's Hollywood Studios and at the resort, and also Epcot because. In the Wikipedia it says because of its futuristic settings.
Wow.
Also too, the hotel that was a main part of the story, I believe I'm saying this right, was the Don Cesar Hotel in St. Pete, which was actually a very legendary historic hotel, especially during the Jazz age, and also too the Yankees, when they would do spring training, they would all stay there. So that we've had presidents stay there. Lou Gehrig has stayed there. It's a very historic hotel.
Hulk Hogan stayed there.
Hulk Hogan filmed this series.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron White even references it in one of his specials, so it does have a redneck feel to it. And they nicknamed it the Pink Palace as well.
Well, you know, it was worth, I guess, marrying somebody in 24 hours.
But yeah, we're going to get into the plot here real quick. I just want to give a few more details about the cast and of characters so we kind of know who we're talking about, and then we'll jump right in the movie. Of course, Hulk Hogan. He is the lead star in Hurricane Spencer. Chris Lemmon, who is the son of Jack Lemmon.
Oh, they do look alike.
And also same comedic timing and buddy. Sure. Now Hulk, no Walter Matthau. No. We found out.
Not Hulk.
But yeah, Chris Lemmon was playing Brew. And also Chris Lemmon, like I said, is the son of Jack Lemmon, but he's also appeared in such famous movies as Cannonball Run 2, Dad, and basically he claims that Thunder in Paradise is the reason why he never works again.
Because Cannonball Run 2 was really knocking down the doors.
But
really put him on the scene.
Also, too, in the cast, playing Kelly LaRue was supermodel Carol Alt, who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 1982 and posed nude for Playboy in 2008, and was also...
good to know.
Can I go ahead and Google that?
You just keep talking.
Also, too, while you're looking at that, you may hate masturbate to her, depending upon your political views.
Hate bait?
Because she was on Celebrity Apprentice, and her model representation is Trump Modeling Agency.
No.
So the president's modeling agency represents Carol Alt. So I'm sure they did a fantastic job and they're fantastic people over there. Very, very wonderful treatment to women.
Well,
just throwing those couple things out there. Also, too, the young girl that plays... the girl that plays Jessica is the girl from Three Men and a Baby.
Yep.
So
and is super hot these days.
Oh, well, thank you for that dynamite drop.
Welcome. I actually all I wrote down was little girl's hot these days, and then that's all I have.
Yeah, I was wondering why your notes were. I was wondering why your notes were so thin. It's just one line.
It's one line, and then me looking up Carol Alt's Playboy pictures, which are very classy, by the way, if you're curious.
Oh, very classy, I'm sure. But anyways, let's jump right into the movie and get through this plot. Sometimes when we do movies, I try to stick to the plot as much as possible, but feel free to jump around, fellas. If something comes up later and we want to discuss, it's a free-flowing conversation.
Well, there's a lot.
Wrestling shows have a nice structure because it's match 1, match 2, match 3, so we're going to be a little bit all over the place. But
stop now and watch this movie on YouTube.
Yeah. That's I put the link up on the How Did This Get Booked website, so it's right there. You can watch it for free, and we can just discuss it there. But I think we need to discuss the first fucking 10 minutes of this fucking movie. Mind was fucking blown. I have more notes.
I think I wrote,
more notes in this first 10 minutes.
I'm glad, because that's like...
Yeah, you've got a whole page. Yeah. I've got 3 pages.
Right. An unseemly amount of scrollable things about it.
Yeah.
So it obviously starts with a shot of... Titties, right away. Let's just put them out there.
That was a great opener.
And then the Thunderbolt comes along. Like, everything you want... in a fucking movie. You got fast boats, you got girls in bikinis, and also, too, Chris Lemmon, while they're driving the boat, they're looking tough, they're Navy SEALs, they're looking tough on this boat. Chris Lemmon is just playing around with a gun while they're driving on. So you have guns just aimlessly waved around by people who are trained with guns, knowing not to do that. Like, just everything you want in America, ladies and gentlemen. What were your thoughts on this first few minutes?
I loved how they were all on the boat, like of course the gorgeous blown out hair women with to the brim martinis of different colors, great. And at first, you start seeing the martini glasses shaking, and I'm like, oh, this has got to be an earthquake.
Of course.
There's a tsunami coming.
Right, a tsunami, something. But instead, it's the thunderboat. And which the awesomeness was going faster than the speed of sound. Because that's the only way that their martini glasses could have been rumbling, like, technically.
I love to see the one girl just shaking it with her hand. Like,
a little obvious.
Yeah.
The one, her acting career didn't go much further.
She also blames Thunder in Paradise for her lack of work afterwards.
I love that opening scene by far.
Especially that song. Thunder in Paradise.
The entire soundtrack is badass. It's like one episode of like, it's like the entire sound score of like Saved by the Bell, but like all the sad parts when it gets real bluesy and greatest soundtrack ever. Really wanted to know at what point Brew and Hurricane were just gonna start fucking hard. There's so many like long stares and like suggestive music, and they're in the little hull of that ship, which I don't know how that fucking works.
What exactly? Is this like a submarine too? Like the fact that you can just go down and there's like this full operational like
a living room size.
That's not moving or shaking upside down. Like there's no buoyancy. It's just still as possible. Like I don't even know that's fucking possible.
Because he built a fucking good boat. Do you think he got to keep the boat? Like, who owns the Thunderboat now? I wonder.
No, that's the whole thing. He. Oh, who owns it?
No,
now?
like in real life.
Oh, I read that because Hulk tried to fucking buy it and they wouldn't let him.
It wasn't worth $93,000.
I think that's what I read, that he tried to buy the actual boat and have it, but then he just like, oh, let's make something like it. And so I can just imagine that was like a little child going, hey, I'm gonna build the time machine.
I have cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I'm in the future. But anyways, they were driving down with a purpose. They're not just knocking over martinis. They're going into Cuban water space.
So how far out do these girls have to be on their boat for Hulk to pass them on his boat and go to Cuba?
Like a 4-hour time lapse.
We're like, so you girls need to get the fuck out of here. There's bad shit's a coming.
Yeah, like we're gonna be coming in hot, ladies and gentlemen. This is supposed to be a night rescue, but we'll be fine.
But it's like noon
during the day. Trust me.
And they're talking about like stealth options. Like, what do you mean stealth? Yeah, I can see a fucking boat. It doesn't disappear. This isn't a Knight Rider boat or something. Like,
well, it's just a prototype, all right. It's just a prototype.
But that's
Apparently.
the thing. When I say Knight Rider,
Malfunction.
I keep thinking to the Simpson episode where they had Night Boat. Do you remember that little bit on Simpsons?
I haven't seen that episode.
Well, because they'd always be like, the bit is they'd be like, they're Night Boat, and they're chasing after the criminals, and all of a sudden the criminals would hop off the boat and then drive on land, like, Michael, what are we going to do? And then all of a sudden they'd be like, don't worry, Michael, there's a fjord coming up ahead. And they're like, there's always a fjord up ahead. But anyways, they're doing this big rescue. They're rescuing this woman and child. One of them, Alfredo, which I don't know if this is a precursor to Elian Gonzalez's story. I don't know if this is how he made it to America.
On the Thunderboat.
On the Thunderboat. But before Hulk Hogan comes in and makes this daring rescue, he eats white rice with chopsticks.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
I was wondering, is this something I've actually missed my whole life before a workout event? I was like, I literally had no. I was like, I'll ask them. Because those carbs, everything.
Complex carbs, brother.
Those things that he's ingesting right now, he's not gonna get the energy for that till the next day. Like,
well, again, we don't know how long this boat trip took.
Okay, we're true. Okay,
and maybe his metabolism is that fast.
Maybe
he has a superior machine.
It seems like he should be slamming a protein shake.
Which of all things on this boat? There's a goddamn microwave on it. There's a microwave. It goes stealth radar, or the stealth mechanism, the radar, the thingy for the guns, and a fucking microwave. What the fuck?
Necessity.
And then if we're gonna go into that, where was he safely keeping this food before he heated it up? Clearly, there has to be a refrigerator around there if it's cold enough to need to heat up.
Right, and he had a plate and chopsticks.
there's just a whole
kitchen.
There's a galley under there.
That scene got cut out. There's actually another kitchen compartment.
This boat is a submarine. This is just the top of the submarine. It looks like a boat. This submarine has a boat attached to it.
Which most of it's submerged, but still moves super fast for some reason.
Hauling all the ass.
Yeah.
Just dragging through all the water.
Part.
Unfucking believable. Yeah, I don't, like, it almost feels like Hulk Hogan was like, I'm going to show you I'm good with chopsticks. I went to Japan. Like,
culturally diverse.
Anyways, they get into Cuban water space and they find out that Soviet gunships are coming in. Like, is this how the Bay of Pigs happened? Like,
exactly.
This whole plan seems utterly ridiculous.
It didn't seem like much of a plan.
No, they're just like, we're just going to come in.
When the biggest defense is just the lady and her kid hiding in a bush at some point.
Right.
Like, the biggest, like, deceiving moment is her just take a step over in this bush. And they, like, look at her and they just kind of go on by her.
Right. And then they're like, yeah, we can just come back at night, do a night mission. I don't know. I thought, though, going head on in, that was probably the best plan ever.
Not something they wouldn't expect.
Right. Without stealth, too. I mean, with the measurements they took of not having weapons was great. I liked how he did have a gun, but then when he went to go save the girl, he didn't take the gun.
He just took his little knife. Well, no, that's later he has the knife.
Yeah.
And then, like, she's running around this neighborhood like the goddamn Keystone Cops. Like, there's soldiers running around, and then she, like, stops to look at a produce stand so they don't recognize her. And then there's cops running some more, and now she's looking at bread. Like,
that's not the one we're looking for because, she doesn't have carbs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the lady we're looking for would never stop and do this local commerce.
Yeah, she would never, like, chop. She's gotta leave. But let's talk about the skidoo ejection.
That was amazing.
It was the smallest jet ski ever. It looks like he's riding a Vespa.
Twice the size, like they were like
only
a clown
because
on one of those
his
little
Hulk Hogan's stunt double was much larger than that skidoo. And then when they cut to Hulk Hogan himself, about actual size. Right. It's very good. But when he came out, stunt double, huge,
monster.
But that didn't stop him because Hulk had all kinds of feats of strength.
Yeah. Herculean, if you will.
But I love how Hulk leaned down to be a Hollywood movie star and, like, The Rock bulked up.
Yeah.
But, like, Hulk is still doing, like, these unbelievable feats of strength that just... But he's just like, just a tall dude that's kind of lanky.
Yeah, underwater, just... somehow has enough force to push an entire.
He was like Samson. It was an absolute Samson.
Like, at this moment in time, Shaquille O'Neal is a bigger physical force than Hulk Hogan. Especially in Florida. So
I like how he just was riding around on the jet ski, like dodging missiles, dodging bullets, and then for me, that's how you're dodging this, and then he's like, okay, time now that I'm close, I'm just going to dive off of this and start swimming closer to the RPGs.
Yes.
But he was amazing. I mean, he did it.
Successfully.
That was great.
And clearly you can control the jet ski from the boat itself with the same steering wheel in which you're driving said boat. How is the boat moving if you're spending all your time driving the jet ski?
I didn't catch it.
lot of legality to it. Also, too, how does this not start war? Like,
they just kind of let it go after it occurs. Like, oh, no harm done, I guess.
U.S. Navy SEALs sneak into Cuba, steal people, Soviet gunships are on their way, and they just jet off, and people are like, yeah, this is not an international incident. No,
it was too awesome, man.
Yeah, we can't admit two guys just fucked their day up.
They just killed him. Did he have a gun? No, he had a log.
He clotheslined us with a big piece of wood.
Well, and further investigation, this is all in accordance with the Geneva Convention. Sorry, guys. But we got through that part. We get back to the sunny Florida part. Get a nice shot of the Don Cesar Hotel. Also, to a random shot of somebody arriving in an airport, who we find out later is the uncle of... I forget her... What's her name? The lady that runs the hotel? I'm drawing a blank. on what her name is.
I'll look it up real fast.
The lady who...
I want to say it's Megan. That might be her acting name, or her real name, excuse me. But anyways.
Carol, no, it's like Carol Alt. Is it not Jessica?
I have Super Hot Kelly on here, but that's...
It was Felissa Waterman, her name in the...
Yeah.
Her real name.
That's her real name. So, but anyways, the lady of the hotel.
We're terrible.
You figure that out, whatever. But also, too, this old guy, I recognize him immediately because I remember him. He's always like this British guy, like an evil British guy, or the friendly British guy helping the younger British guy.
Right.
Like he was in the movie View to a Kill. He was in The Howling. He was in the TV show Avengers back in the day. So like he's done a thing or two in his career.
Right.
And now he's here at Thunder in Paradise. But also too, since you brought up Carol Alt, she does the typical bartender trick where she sticks the cherry stem in her mouth and then ties a knot.
Stole my heart.
No.
Stole my heart.
Me and her gonna have babies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So in trying to find the lady's name, which I haven't yet.
I had a hard time finding it too. Like I figured out, I found her acting, like her real name, but like I couldn't figure out who she was playing.
The synopsis of the entire movie and series, Hurricane Spencer uses high-tech boat on nautical adventures. The entire plot summarized in that sentence.
It seemed like there's a lot of discussion of a marriage which had to happen in 36 hours.
36 hours.
What a
Thank
shitty
God.
dad.
I like how, it was the uncle, right? Cause
Well, the dad put it in the will.
Yeah, and then the uncle was just being a British little
Because he wants that hotel. And also, too, it's like...
Well, the one little clause, and I was thinking it was, like, going to be an and or a but. I'm like, no, that's a pretty big apparent, like, have to get married in 36 hours.
Which I always felt like was a big trope, like, in movies in the 90s. Like, somebody had to hurry up and get married because some asshole, like, believed in conventional marriage between a man and a woman. Like,
right. What does it matter? Like, little daughter, you fucked up so bad. I'm not going to give it to you, you know.
You can't have this hotel without a man telling you how to run it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's funny.
That shit would get over now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you've made this hotel like the destination spot. Profits are high. Stockholders are happy. But guess what? Since you didn't get married, you're a failure.
Who's gonna want you now?
But also too, as I brought up Carol Alt. I think she is from New York, but that New York accent very fucking forced. Like, I've never seen somebody from New York sound so not New York doing a New York accent.
Dang, so she actually was from New York.
Yeah.
Too.
I think she's from Flushing, New York.
They had to like gus it up some.
Yeah, I thought that was an awful fake accent. Oh, from one New Yorker to another New Yorker. God,
Killing
over-enunciation.
Also, we need to bring up something about the uncle. Carol Alt said something like, "Oh, he's that guy over there with two Gidgets, with two girls on his arm," which I believe is a reference from Sally Field when she played Gidget on TV. It's a deep pull.
Just trying to make strings end here.
Luckily, I'm an old soul and I got it. But
I think you're the only one that got anything from this movie.
Yeah.
But I must make a comment about what a line that Uncle said that was rather troubling, and I'm just gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it out of context, and you tell me if it sounds as creepy as I thought it did. I knew I couldn't trust you when I caught you with your hand in my Halloween bag.
Oh,
Excuse me, that was the niece that said it. The niece that said that, but when she said that to him, I was like, what the fuck did he do to his niece?
That's what I was thinking. And I like, though, that I guess, because, you always hear, and I've always heard my parents say that the news, when you get older, like into your 40s, you'll notice that they repeat the same stories over and over again. And then his response was, yeah, to make sure there weren't any razor blades in it. I'm like, that's funny, because the last, 3 Halloweens, you always hear, razor blades
and candy.
Chocolate. I'm like, has that been a thing in how many years?
Forever. Since 95, at least.
Apparently.
93.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Alternative facts.
Every year. That's, Little life lesson learned there.
Well, speaking of political structures and how it's different in 1993, what about that welcome of Cuban refugees on the boat, on the dock? Like everybody's out there waving Cuban flags and happy. Yes, we have refugees in here. Please come into America with no paperwork whatsoever. Those people aren't properly vetted.
No.
I was thinking that went from like Trump's movie, from like the American hero to like not Trump's America very fast.
This is the America he's trying to make great again. So
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan can't bring in more Puerto Rican refugees.
Yeah, we're okay with you waving guns around on a speedboat with bikini girls watching.
Right.
But you bringing in Cuban refugees? No.
You guys need some paperwork on that one.
We need paperwork.
Also, too, I'd like to see some paperwork on the shark story. Most specifically, the script.
That was great.
Why was it great, Mikey?
I'd like the what else could he have pulled out? The first thing, a license plate. Like, is this a known thing about sharks? I was thinking,
from Jaws. It's from Jaws.
Was that?
Yeah, that was a nod to Jaws, because when they cut up that first shark that they thought was Jaws, a license plate fell out.
I honestly could believe the license plate was the first thing. Then what was the second thing?
The seashell.
Just a big seashell.
Fuck seashell.
Yeah, and they're like, oh well, he's washing things. He's just literally, does a little sprinkle like a salt off the elbow, onto a steak, like little with the water, and it's like perfectly clean out of a shark's belly. I mean, are sharks' bellies known to be clean? Is this like their acid is
just so cleansing?
And their stomach, is Lysol or something? I don't know.
And the creepy long ass stare that the girl gives the shark, like I just expected that shark to kind of give her a wink at some point, like.
I liked how he was when he was pulling out the things. He's also telling why he got into sharks. And he literally goes, yeah, so me and my buds get super drunk. I'm like, you're telling a little, 5-year-old this.
To Punky Brewster right about now.
And your buds threw you in a shark tank. I think your friends were trying to kill you.
You have shitty friends.
They're your Navy SEAL buddies.
Right.
You might have some information they didn't want out in the world. So, they were trying to kill you, Hurricane Spencer.
Right.
They knew you were going to pull some shit, trying to bring some refugees back from Cuba.
And then the government's, obviously trying to pull one on you with your boat plan. So maybe they're
your boat keeps fucking up, and here's why.
But he also finds a necklace that will come back later is a very important part of the plot. But we have to
very clean necklace.
All the shark enzymes all over.
This shark is part goat.
Exactly. But we have to hurry up and get to the next scene where Hulk Hogan is wearing a Speedo while fucking doing parasailing with the little girl. So.
Just easily take this kid. Here's a necklace, kid. Come with me. Let's go parasailing.
Yeah. Weirdest thing ever.
Whole bunch of shit going on here. The point of the necklace, so we've already come to get so many 80s movie tropes so far. We've got to save the hotel. We've got to save the boat. I wish this point would have taken a turn in which this necklace also caused an island curse, and now they've got to deal with island curses. Would have been a completely better movie.
The fact that there's not a surf competition in this makes me very upset. I'm very distraught by this.
There needed to be a battle of the bands so they could save the rec center.
But speaking of battles, we'll go ahead and jump to a scene that, Zane, I know you loved. Where Hulk Hogan is very emo with the shirt off.
You mean hanging out with no shirt and fucking cowboy boots like a psychopath?
Oh, and then Brew has a conversation. They figure out that they're not going to get the government contract for Thunder, so they're in deep with the bank for all the money they spent on building Thunder. And then Brew goes on this very anti-government speech that I can't tell. I can't tell if it's right or left of anything. He's just very mad at the government right now. So I don't know who he's voting for.
He wrote in.
But I like
wrote in that shark.
But I like how it's implied that it was Hulk's idea to come up with Thunder, but like Brew was the one that put everything together, so that would lead us to believe that Hulk is Steve Jobs of Thunder and Brew is Wozniak.
Right.
he made the jet ski.
Right.
But here's the question though. Did Steve Jobs and Wozniak have a wonderful choreographed fight like Brew and Hulk did in this moment?
Is this some long drawn out fucking handshake? Because it ends with the fucking fist bump and the thumbs up. Which, this movie is 15% that goddamn handshake.
Yes.
And then 60% exposition shots and titties. There's like 5% movie here.
Well, also, too, it gets to arm wrestling, which is the next scene.
Back to the boat, though, like they're worried that the bank's going to come get it. I feel they could just kill everyone that ever came to that boat.
right.
There's a missile launcher. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. It would definitely be like, come take my property. Like, you can just drive off in the boat.
Right.
You're not going to take my guns.
And so is it like owned by the government? That's what I didn't get. He put 93,000 down.
Oh, this is like a prototype. They're trying to sell this to the government so they can buy more Thunderboats, so they can get more Cuban refugees.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But what bank would let somebody borrow $93,000 for a boat?
For a
military boat.
A military boat, exactly.
No, this is before the banking crash, so you could probably go to a smaller bank and get a nice loan out of it. Like, I don't think you're
probably
refinance. Yeah, I don't think you're going to Merrill. I don't think you're going to a bigger bank at this time. Like Wells Fargo isn't going to let that happen. But like a SunTrust, a Fifth Third Bank, probably going to get you a loan, no problem. Also, too, interest rates were probably low, too. Like, they're just giving loans to everybody.
Everybody, oh, yeah.
And I like to think he wore those cowboy boots in there with his jeans and no shirt.
And Navy SEAL hat. Like, oh, sir, whatever you want.
Whatever.
Oh, and he pulled... Is this where he pulled up on the fucking motorcycle, right? Like, in this whole...
No,
that's later on.
That's the meeting after.
Okay.
But when they make the arrangement, which we're going to get to that real soon.
Yes.
But we got to get to this arm wrestling scene between Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jim Neidhart.
Yep.
Who apparently is the guy that cheap shotted Hulk in the eye, which the story behind that was Hulk was doing, he injured it in basically like a skidoo incident of...
For this movie?
No.
In real life?
In real life, because this is the same eye injury from
You're watching it. You have to see it pulled up.
This is the same injury from WrestleMania 9.
Okay, yeah.
So like,
I knew that, but I didn't know if this was...
Yeah, so it's like the boating accident that he had with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. The eye got fucked up, and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm filming this TV show. What am I going to do? And they, I'll just put an eye patch on for most of this movie, and then when it starts to feel better, I'll just drop the eye patch.
Right.
But then they put it into the story.
Just tell me when they're on my blind side.
Yeah, but they told the story of, Jim Neidhart being the guy, or his character at least, being the guy that sucker punched him and hurt his eye. So this is like payback for that. But they don't make a simple comment like, hey, there's so-and-so. You want to get payback? Like, not even to make it clear that this is the guy, but luckily because I'm taking notes, I understand that.
Yeah, I had no clue, to be honest with you. And then
he just fucking headbutts him.
Yeah, he just headbutts him. It wasn't really an arm wrestle. It was just like a fight. Like,
I just hold the hands.
It was... I mean, even if the other guy did win, if you headbutt somebody and they lose in an arm wrestle, did they really lose the arm wrestle? Like, you didn't really...
The jury's still out. I think he gets disqualified for headbutting.
Exactly. So, that part. But it was a great scene. He won regardless.
But Jimmy Hart was a referee, and as we know, Jimmy Hart, very close to Hulk Hogan, so referee's already on the take. But this is where he starts laying the groundwork with the lady who owns the hotel, and she asks him how much, is your loan? And he said $93,000, which I find is very ironic that he's going to get $93,000 to marry this woman when $93,000 is roughly the amount of money that Ricky Morton had to pay after he got married and divorced with his wife in child support payments back in 2006. If you remember that era of professional wrestling. So Ricky lost $93,000 by getting married. Yep. Hulk gained $93,000, and that's why he's a world champion, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we're tweeting just to get Ricky in there.
Which Ricky would have made far better decision if he used that $93,000 to buy a fucking boat. boat.
Yeah, if Ricky Morton, instead of thinking about trying to get a rib shack or like a restaurant with his name on it, if he just would have focused all on aquatic, military-grade vehicles, he probably would have done okay. So, and this is when we get the leather chaps motorcycle.
Where did he keep these leather chaps? He didn't show up with them. They're just there. Like, oh, by the way, I found these on the floor. I just popped them on.
Yeah. But anyways, he makes the deal with the woman and to get married with her, which, you know, if we're sticking with the Steve Jobs analogy, this is like him making a deal with Bill Gates. So
yeah. I was surprised he was kind of, I mean, it was $93,000.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, hey, I'm pretty hot, plus I'll give you $93,000. And you get half a multi-billionaire, well, I don't know how much the hotel's racking in, but that's a sweet little deal. Yeah. That's a sweet deal.
I would not have like complained whatsoever. Like, oh yeah, here, I'll be real loud about it.
Yeah.
Also, he just like there's no back to this goddamn motorcycle. Hey, that's probably don't have any fucking money because you bought this shitbag motorcycle, and that motorcycle was not at the hotel like originally. He came there with Brew, but now there's a motorcycle here, and now somehow he has assless chaps, and he drives it home, and then he comes right fucking back. What do you do with all this gas money?
Exactly.
No wonder you you can't afford this boat. You shitbag.
Your finances are in shambles.
You have the financial responsibility of a toddler.
Well, that's probably why he's riding a motorcycle shirtless. He doesn't, care to die. Well, especially with all these missions.
Which you would think they would pay more money if you're like...
That's what I was thinking. Like,
I just saved your family. Can I get a couple bucks?
Please?
I'm not doing this for good points for Jesus or anything.
Like, seriously, at least the A-Team you would get a free meal or something.
Yeah. B.A. Baracus would not stand for this pay rate.
But then we get to a scene with Brew and Carol Alt, and this is where like she talks normal, and then there comes that New York accent out of nowhere, and just a really interesting way to pick up chicks by Chris Lemon, like just talk about how they want to connect with each other, like. Really off-putting. In the middle of the day, like, what do you think she's just gonna leave her shift and hang
right. I got bills. I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Which you wouldn't know about, you boat riding fuck. And they have the creepy talk about dreams.
Yeah.
I was really upset that like her dream never panned out. Like not to spoil the story, but she never ends up in Italy sculpting.
Right.
She does end up sculpting, which is I think even weirder. But I was real upset that like his dream was to bang her, which I really believe his dream was two chicks at the same time. But like his dream was to fuck her, and you understand that possibly happened at the end after he saves everybody's life or whatever. But she doesn't get to go sculpt in Italy. That's kind of fucked up. With all this money they now have, you think that would be a little bit of... Here you go. Have a good one on Chris Lemon.
On Chris Lemon. Well, that's why they got 2 and 3, right?
Yeah. So
that's what's got me going.
3 is completely in Italy.
Yeah, at least a shot of them like, hey, we got our bags packed. We're going to go to Italy.
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a classic storyline right there.
Or like, he didn't even have to be in the movie. Like, oh, where's Brew? Oh, he's in Italy.
Done. Everyone's happy.
Yep.
I'm telling you, there's just like one line here or there, and this movie's not that bad.
No. Just a little payoff.
Just missed some keys there.
But yeah, this is about the time then we were Hulk Hogan's like, yeah, fuck the eye patch. Like,
I'm just going to show off my googly eye.
Yeah. How confused is this little girl right now? Like, especially during this proposal scene.
Oh, you know the kid?
Yeah.
She seems all on board. Like, oh yeah, this is totally fucking normal.
Right. She was excited about it. I think, that parasailing thing, she probably really liked it, so...
I've always wanted this to happen. That's weird.
But the thing is, neither one of them wanted to happen, so it's a little complex that way. And she kind of knows it's that way, and she wants it to work out, but they're like, no, fuck this bitch. Right. Fuck this hot bitch with all this money. I can't stand her. Oh, and fuck this guy that's obviously got a boat and got things going on and trying to just rescue people for free.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
This great Samaritan who could lift a house.
Who protects me from all danger in the world. Fuck him. Yeah. And the little girl's like, oh, we're finally going to be a family. Like, how could, I tried to...
poor child.
I tried to date a single...
Oh, gosh. That was the saddest part to me. Like, I was like, you could have left the child out of that scene and just had us... But she's like, I'm so happy. I was like, no, don't be there for that.
They're going to take it from you.
Oh, God. And the way he, like, just made out with her during the proposal, I mean, she saw all of it. Oh,
I would like to think that there's an outtake where when he lifted her up on his shoulder, she cracked her head in the fan. Oh, damn it.
It was close.
Day over.
That or, Macho Man's entrance music would have started, because it's whole Miss Elizabeth. But speaking of other wrestlers, we see a very short cameo of El Gigante, or Gigante, I should say.
Just picking up shit.
Random boxes, and then we finally get to, I think we're like, maybe at this moment in time, 45, 50 minutes in the movie, and we just now get to the main villain.
Yeah.
Like, we thought that the villain was going to be the uncle, but that's already been squashed and taken care of. But now we're getting to the main villain. We're getting to the actual conflict of the movie almost an hour
later.
A shit ton of rising.
Which is, I believe, Kilmer, who is played by Sam Jones, who also played Flash Gordon.
Flash!
Yes. Which, by the way, and when he turns, his first line is basically an Al Pacino ripoff where he goes, hoo-ah. His first line is, hoo-ah. During the 90s when everybody was doing that as an Al Pacino impersonation. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Sam Jones' performance in this. Very typical straight-to-video bad guy performance during this whole thing. I think he's second only to Malcolm McDowell. Also, too, that might be painted by the fact that I really enjoy his taste in women. Got a very hot black girl with him.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can appreciate the fuck
a real,
out of that.
like a straight-to-video Rosie Perez almost.
Mm-hmm. But I love how at this moment in time, like, they talk about the necklace, and I've entitled this Exposition Mania. Like, let me just tell you the entire conflict right now.
We've made a movie for an hour that has nothing to do with anything.
There's been no conflict
Let's
so
get it
far.
going, guys.
Let's go. All right.
Here's the big problem we're going to have. And so after we see Sam Jones, then we get to the rehearsal with Brew and Hulk, which Brew may be a little butthurt that he's not getting married to Hulk right now.
Yeah, definitely.
They had a major bromance.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
But let's see what else. They talk about community property. Also, too, I love how Hulk Hogan's wedding party is actually pretty close to his actual real life wedding party. Yeah. He's got Chris Lemon, Brutus the Barber Beefcake,
in a Hawaiian shirt,
and Jimmy Hart. So, wedding happens, a lot of arguing.
Yeah, what's funny about it is I've done like wedding photography for multiple years. Side thing, I don't know if you guys knew that. And they never anymore say, is there any objections?
Really?
They don't ever say that. And I just thought, when they said that, I was like, oh, that's funny. And of course, the stupid uncle's like, it's a phony wedding. And I've always wanted to. And I've always wanted, and this is when I stopped doing wedding photography, is because I eventually got to the point where I just hated shooting it so much. I would pray that either the groom or bride didn't come out. And then I was thinking one day, damn, I wish they still had objections just so there was a higher percentage of a wedding not going through so I could go home.
You taking great pictures of somebody crying.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That would be great.
Yeah, but anyway,
that
I thought
you.
That was funny. Yeah, that would be me.
You could have just been this is a lie.
Or someone else.
Someone else. I've always loved you. I don't know who you are. Oh, continue then. Get on out of here. I love that Hulk is wearing this really sweet baby blue wave cap. Yeah, just like that, like you would at a wedding.
I guarantee you what he wore at his wedding.
Probably, when he actually got married. Is he married?
He was.
He was. He might be again, though. If he is going to get it again, that's the same exact outfit he's going to wear. He was able to keep the tux, but not the boat.
Not the boat.
Not the boat. But anyways, we get to a part where they're trying to steal the necklace. The girl tries to use black girl magic to steal the necklace. It doesn't work out. They just steal it. They run away. Hulk Hogan gets in a fight with El Gigante.
Doesn't go his way.
Yeah. And then just like all the beads on the necklace fly into the sand.
Right. God.
How are you ever going to find any of those ever again? Like,
well, the one thing they do explain in this movie, they got a metal detector.
They did. I was actually like, oh, that's
the one thing
smart.
they wrapped up.
That was smart.
It's a leap, but yeah, just that one line. Like,
that's all you needed.
That's all you
needed.
Okay.
Who wrote that line? I bet you they fired him. They were like, that was too good of a dialogue.
I've peaked, guys. I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah. Like, we need something to explain this next thing that happened. No. You're out of here. But then they start piecing it together, realize it's a map. The mother starts going, it's getting late, we need to go, when it looks like it's 4 p.m.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Which, so like they
on their
first
wedding
they
day,
tried
too.
to...
How short was their wedding day?
Yeah,
like they get married at like 11 a.m.
And then there's a reception, then they have time to do a puzzle.
Yeah, I was like, there must have been no booze at a wedding. So I'll tell you, if there's booze at a wedding, it's going until at least like 3 a.m. every time.
But that's the thing you would know about weddings. Like, I was perplexed by this too. I'm like, how is it still daylight out and they're piecing this together puzzle when they got married? Like, weddings are a whole day process.
Whole day. And that's what I was saying. And then they're wearing something completely else. So not only is the wedding over, but they've like gotten changed and relaxing.
Which there's a shit ton of people at this wedding for one that happened in like a couple hours. Like they like, yesterday we got engaged, today's a wedding. Here's everyone you've ever met before.
Right.
Yeah, like somebody would have to have some sort of appointment they couldn't make, and then also traffic getting back to Bruce's place. Like, there's no way it's light out. By the time
no
they
way.
get back.
No way.
No way.
Yeah. And then it's their wedding night. That was.
Well, maybe it was a reshoot. Maybe they're just like, they shot it at night, like, the audio wasn't, the lighting wasn't, we gotta redo it again, like, but we need to really get this done. Well, let's do it during the day.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
cheaper during the day anyways.
Well, maybe they ran out of the budget and they just thought the After Effects, the video editors could fix it.
They can make it nighttime. Yeah.
That's what they always do. I'll be on set and I do motion graphics and video editing. People say stuff like that. I'm like, no, we can't do that. That's not possible. No way.
That technology does not exist.
Especially not in 1995.
Not in 2017 or 1995.
They're working on Video Toaster right now. Like, it's not possible. I think the map scene's pretty cool, but I also must make a note of this moment in time. I feel like Hulk Hogan's acting is getting better, especially when you get to parts where he's bitching about his wife. I think there's some sort of method going on. And what we know about Hulk Hogan's wife at the time, I think I see where his motivation came from and how he was able to channel into the frustrated, angry husband of a woman who is very rich and spoiled. Anyways, they go on this daring rescue. They load up the boat. They're going off. Well, the kid is on the beach while Carol Alt is sculpting. El Gigante,
sculpting her.
Yeah, sculpting her. El Gigante kidnaps them.
Which I do find it's kind of weird. Well, I'll say that they go to get the treasure, right?
Yes.
It's like, hey, is this like their honeymoon? Like, because this is still during the time when,
might be the same day.
Right. Apparently, they never cut,
This is an 8 a.m., like an 8 a.m. wedding.
Right.
Noontime island excursion. Wrap this shit up before sun goes down.
I mean, what was the rush? I guess is my thing. Like, there was no plan, preparation, he's just finds a treasure. He's like, I'm going. And the wife's like, I'm coming. He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, you didn't talk about this. You didn't,
You guys are not prepared. You guys are really shitty Navy SEALs.
Yeah, let's just go right now. And then, of course, Zane, I think you want to talk about the outfit that she's wearing?
Dressed like Darth Helmet. Yes. I'm waiting for someone to tell her they ain't found shit.
Comb the fields.
Just like they're all dressed in their fatigues and their black shirts, and then she's there in her bra and some booty shorts and a safari helmet. Where do you even buy that hat? I don't even. Did she stop at a safari store on the way and was like, "Oh, this is for the excursion we're going on"?
Well, she's British. She's fancy.
She do that. She already has that
Exactly.
in her.
But she also found the X where the X marks the spot. She sits on it. Another feat of strength by Hulk Hogan.
Jeez.
Like, I guess Hulk Hogan was the guy that moved the boulder away of Jesus' tomb.
Which I feel
And
like
at the end, he was like, "We need the Rock to cover this." Yeah, they should have.
And then you hear the Rock's music play.
Yeah, I was thinking.
And he comes out and he's like 17.
Real spindly, and he just stands in front of it. Like, I don't know.
Little mustache.
Little mustache. I think we kind of skimmed over the fact that the way the bad guys know how to get to where they're going is because that dumb little shit kid was drawing a picture of the island, was drawing a picture of the map. And how did he put it all together? Like, oh, I know this island.
Unless you're Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, like, same way that dumbass put it together.
Exactly. Also love it when they're in the cave. She's in a spider web. She's freaking out, and there's a slow pan down. And you assume, because she's in a spider web, that there's going to be a spider. No, a snake. No. There's a snake in a spider web.
Just a huge python. It's all like, thanks for getting me out.
Yeah. And then Hulk just has a shitty little pun. And then I love how they...
Such a big spider web.
Yeah,
she gets progressively worse in it. Like, she's trying to fight her way out, but is just cocooning herself in it, basically.
I mean, what kind of a spider could even make a spider web that big? It's literally...
A snake, obviously. Yeah. The snake made that. That's why he's in the web.
That's why the web's so big.
Duh. Don't you know about that in complex carbohydrates?
Right.
But anyways, I love how Hulk Hogan says, "Who says crime doesn't pay?" So you're admitting that you taking these jewels is a crime.
Yeah.
You're Navy SEALs. We're going to commit a crime, even though you've already cashed in and won the jackpot with this woman.
That's what I was saying. Like, there's still no rush. Like, they're millionaires. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got tons of money coming in. Like, there was no incentive to get it right away.
There's no need to, like, kill yourself to get out there real fast. Well, you could have actually enjoyed your fake honeymoon. Or your wedding. Right. Or anything.
Well, it's the same problem we have on Wall Street. People just want to get richer and richer and richer.
Yeah,
that
is true.
Pigs get richer.
That is true.
So, but then eventually they get locked in there. But luckily, there's an underground underwater passage to get out.
Man,
let's talk about this.
Man,
Zane,
so I am like insane. Like when I see people do like this, where he's like swimming around that really small cavern, and there's not necessarily any way. There's not necessarily a way out. He's just hoping. I get so claustrophobic in that feeling, and I'm just like freaking the fuck out the whole time. And eventually he finds the end, and he just turns the fuck around and goes back
and almost dies. Like the oxygen was like right in front of you, pal.
Like, how he's under this water for a good 5 minutes, and so they make a big deal about the little string. Like the point was that he was going to swim out, and they were going to follow the string, and they don't. There they are. But the string breaks, but he never realizes it. Like, he never puts the attention to it. He just, there it is. Now let me go back. And so the string does not come back into play, nor does the plan of said string.
No, it builds a little tension that Brew thinks that Hulk is dead. Like, oh no, he's gone.
I'm gonna go save him, I think. I don't know.
No, he came back.
What is your plan when you get there? You just find Hulk Hogan's dead body just floating. You're gonna lug that back?
Yeah.
You're not strong enough for that. You don't have Hulk Hogan strength.
You're gonna die, and then this rich bitch is just gonna rot in a fucking cave with this fucking huge snake that's making these huge spider webs.
And why wouldn't he just swim out and then move the fucking rock?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, you could have maybe climbed up, or
there's other ways.
There were so many other ways.
Yeah, I'm just mad that he didn't just at least pop up above, take another deep breath, and then go back.
Right, because he comes back and he's like,
yeah.
It's like, you got the halfway mark. You know how much air you have left.
And then they decide to make an airbag, which, why was that the choice? Of all your other options, you're gonna go, we'll just put air in this bag and we'll just suck it out of this bag.
Well, it's for her.
Yeah.
They can get out, no problem. They're fine. They can get out. That's the thing, too.
See, there it is. He's right there. Look at it.
Right there. And he turns around. He looks at it, stares, and he's like, there it is.
Yeah. Mikey and I are also watching this movie on his phone as this plays out.
But also too, another thing that infuriates me about the scene is they just magically end up underneath Thunder.
Yeah.
Like there's an underwater hatch that doesn't like flood the entire interior of the sub part of the boat.
And she clearly dies pretty much like underwater. And so they didn't have like time to do CPR or anything like that. She's just like back into conscious. And how accurate would you have to be to swim? That part just, how do you even come up back in the same ship?
And I don't feel that having... If you're able to open your secret hatch from under the boat, I feel this hatch does not do its job. I feel this hatch could come open at any time, and pressure is not a real thing.
Well, they had the same habit. You know? they didn't move the way they were supposed to, because remember the boat gave the warning.
Oh yeah.
Sam Jones you did not properly
they
do the thing that you would normally do.
Yeah.
So that boat knew it was Hulk Hogan opening that secret hatch.
So we're gonna let this hatch go.
But just when we thought that this 5 minutes couldn't get any more batshit crazy, Hulk Hogan decides to put face paint on to raid this boat that's all white.
Psychological warfare.
During the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
With just a knife.
Camo paint.
Yeah.
Daytime. Yeah, psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lady asked the question that we all want to know. What are you doing?
Why is it taking you this long to ask that question?
And it's just such a waste of time. Like, we gotta hurry up and get this girl, and we go get her. And anyways, Hulk's running in by himself. All kinds of fight stuff. He runs into boxes that are clearly empty. He does the tongue and death grip to somebody.
Throws him out by his throat. Puts a
great.
dude in a sleeper hold.
Hits somebody with a random chair that's just sitting there.
No, it's not even so much. It's the tongue and grip that he gets him with. His method is just to squat down in front of the door that the guy walks out of. How could that guy be like, oh, yeah, just
Why is Hulk Hogan kneel down in front of me?
Holy shit, look at that green and black bush with a skullet. And he has his like stupid Uber knife.
Yeah, and I like how he tries to be stealth still after he throws somebody off a boat. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody in the boat is going to know something just happened.
Yeah, and no one ever acknowledges it. You don't even hear, like, man overboard. Like, nothing.
Overboard, screaming.
No.
Just one by one death combat.
And he wanders out to the front, which I believe is the bow of the boat. But, like, he clearly knows that he's leaving higher ground behind him, but he's walking out to the front of the boat where you can clearly see that there's nobody out in front of him whatsoever. And he leaves his back to higher ground. I'm not a Navy SEAL. I've never been in the military. But somehow I don't think that's a good tactical move.
Well, he probably just thought with the face paint on they couldn't see him.
At all.
You know,
And then he pulled out the ever great Indiana Jones deal. Where the guy was with the sword and Indiana Jones shoots him. Well, this guy's doing kung fu and then he just punches him in the face.
America, son of a
bitch. Take that goddamn karate back to Japan, motherfucker.
Well, this is the moment in time they make an anchor out of Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that was a good line. Navy SEAL, how about Navy Anchor?
St. Jones killing it.
I think that was
writing.
improv.
Yeah,
I think that was improv.
That was improv. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Sam Jones was swinging for the fences.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was gonna get more jobs because of this movie.
Right.
And I love how they had video surveillance of Hulk Hogan being thrown in like an anchor, and then Chris Lemon's like, "Oh no, I gotta go save him. Let me go paint my face real quick." That's what I thought was gonna happen. But he had to go get bolt cutters. So at least he had. But like I was waiting for him, like, oh, psychological warfare.
He just draws Hulk Hogan's face on his face.
Yeah, and then they get. But Hulk Hogan already broke out of it. He was gonna save both of them. So they get the girl, they get Carol Alt, they get him back in the bear. Also, too, the mom walking around, like, I'm surprised that the mama bear instincts didn't kick in and like, let me dive in and save my child. No, I'll just wait for you guys.
I'm gonna hope you do your thing.
These guys who I detest.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you handle it, okay?
That was pretty evil. Honestly, they should have made them seem that evil in the beginning. I mean, that when they threw the little kid in, I was like, oh my god. They just threw the little girl in.
That little child's gonna die.
She's been traumatized. She's had a very awful 24 hours. Like, mom gets married, like, to some dude, and she winds up saying she knows that they were just getting married to keep the hotel.
Yeah.
And then, she gets robbed, and she gets captured and thrown off a boat. This is an awful day.
And so, like, when Brew hops down to save them, he's got the little, like, air mechanism to help him breathe. And he gets the Hulk, and he gives Hulk some. And then Hulk goes and gets the girl. Hulk doesn't give her any fucking air. But Brew definitely gives Carol all some air.
Hulk, who's a fucking whale, by the way.
Yeah. He's part whale.
Like, what the fuck?
Everyone in this movie should have been dead 10 times over. Every single one of them.
Yeah, but no, who didn't die? The bad guys. Even when they shot the rocket off and they drove the boat back towards the boat,
that was a great scene.
They all the bad guys had enough time to jump off.
Yeah.
I love that.
They figured out what was going on.
Like, wait, we're not this stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least that. Well, they got to make a return, maybe.
Yeah,
right.
So whatever. Boat explodes. Whatever. They ask what about the treasure? And they're like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, they realize how pointless this was.
Like this thing we almost died over?
Yeah. We don't really need it. Guys, we have a hotel.
And again, they could have just said anything, one line, like, I'm just glad we're alive.
Yeah.
But
or like, you guys are the real treasure.
Right.
Something.
Yes! That line
go.
right there. I guarantee the guy that wrote the line about the metal detector, he had that. They fired him.
No, we need Navy anchor guys. We need more of that. God.
Dave, that's an okay line. What do you have, Navy anchor, Dave? What about?
Here's what I think. As soon as he swings around, he goes, hooah.
Love it. Love it. We found this homeless man on the street. I like his chops.
Oh, the boat explodes, then whatever. Okay.
Fuck this treasure.
You fuck this treasure. I'm already married to a rich bitch.
Yeah. This is my white privilege showing.
Yeah, we're just getting treasure for the fun of it. Why don't you give it to the Cuban refugees that you got?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll start a business or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a great sandwich shop that would be fantastic.
That would make delicious Cubano sandwiches.
Yes.
There it is.
There it is. But then we get to the part of the hotel where they're consummating the marriage, and they put up a show because they know they're being videotaped. Which, by the way,
Creepy.
Hulk Hogan being videotaped while having sex. We come back full circle.
This has just been a long play that the uncle was trying to work. He's like, well, if I can't get you cheating, or I can't get you faking it with my daughter or my niece, I'll get you doing it somewhere else.
Right.
And he's just following him around for 20 years.
He's just following him around.
Finally got it.
He's like, finally, I got him saying the N-word on camera.
Yeah. The hotel is mine.
That's funny. That's good.
And then he immediately has a heart attack and dies.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do we have to say about this movie?
He watches his niece have sex.
That's what I'm saying. With
supposed
another
sex
dude.
for a very long time.
With a random guy.
That was the journalist from the beginning.
Oh, right.
Which comes
you
back
got
to the
bottom.
line of like, I knew you were no good when you're reaching into my Halloween bag.
I know.
Oh.
And then did he actually, because she said, I said fake it, not make it. That was a cheesy line. That was the same guy, man. They let him go for the ending. But
which, if she's not gonna fuck him after all he's done for her, fuck this bitch.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not one to say that, men are entitled to sex after acts of chivalry or anything. But come the fuck on.
I saved your life. I saved your daughter's life. I saved your hotel, which you said that was the only thing you loved in life, not your daughter, by the way.
You're a really shitty mom, by the by.
Right. And what happened to that dad? Could she not have married him? That got me.
Did she even know that guy?
Right.
Yeah, or what happened to him? But also, too, is like all she's really doing for him is just saving his fucking boat. Which obviously, if he managed his finances better, wouldn't need this.
He could have gotten the treasure and been well-to-do then.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I just could have got the treasure, and that wouldn't need to fucking deal with you whatsoever. Like, maybe that was the motivation for let's go get this treasure so I can get rid of this bitch.
Right.
You know, like,
so we can have a nice
community
divorce.
property.
We can have a nice divorce. Yeah.
So I don't fucking know.
That's probably why he was in a hurry.
Yeah.
So you get the treasure and be like, you keep the hotel. I'll just take this treasure.
Fuck it.
Hulk Hogan's sex grunts are creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
He gets real moany when she's biting his lip at the end.
In this tape or the other tape?
We just talked about how it was bloated.
But anything else we have to say, guys? Would you recommend this to anybody?
Fuck yes.
I would. It's like one of those great drink,
Yeah.
I would like to make a drinking game to this too, or it was good. It was long.
It was long,
but good.
It was only an hour and 44 minutes.
Of absolutely nothing.
Right.
Okay, all right.
I mean, when there's only really 30 minutes of a movie.
Fair enough.
But now I do want to see
it was
the
like
other
4 different plot lines.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like 4 of the writers came together and they tried to make a movie together, and they're like, we'll just have a bit of our stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy who wrote The Metal Detector, just fuck him.
Fuck him.
He's out.
What a dipshit.
But also, too, like, I think that when this aired, it was a 2-part episode.
Yeah.
So you got
That's
to break
right.
it up over
That's
an
why.
hour.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we see the introduction of the main bad guy at like the 40-minute, 50-minute mark is to lead to be continued.
And I hope it was like, ooh-ah, to be continued.
But
yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I would like, and I want to watch the series too.
I want to watch the second and third one. I started watching the second one. And
Almost talked about it today.
Almost talked about it. I have a whole page. I was really far into it. Like I actually was really liking it. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now, the second one. At first.
Watching the first one filled in a lot of the blanks in the second one.
The second one.
Like, why do they have this boat?
Right. The Thunderboat, yeah, exactly.
Why is it so fucking important? Like, so important that you would marry somebody you don't love.
Yeah. It's married in 24 hours.
Yeah, how do these people all know each other?
Yeah.
It was good though, but the first one, it's made me even more excited knowing that there's a second and third one.
Gonna have a movie day now.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody come to my house and watch Thunder in Paradise.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up?
I think we've nailed it.
I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we did it some justice.
I think so. I think we shed a light on a very wonderful cinematic direct-to-video.
Yeah. I'm just glad to know that there was 2 other people that have seen this movie.
Yeah. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys are the real treasure.
Talk about this movie, and no one's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Guys, have you seen it? Go watch it now.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey, before we get out of here, you have a live microphone in front of you. I think this is going to come out probably late February, maybe early March, maybe a little before then. If there's anything coming up, most specifically in March, because sometimes people stockpile it. So think of anything in March you want to let people know about, or your Twitter handle, or things you got coming up. That's what people know about.
Well, not real. I've got, the Mike Birbiglia. I think I said his last name right.
Yeah.
That's coming out this week, but in March, I got a few things. Not really in March.
Got Hattie's open mic. Is that still?
Hattie's open mic. Yeah, we're debating on whether that's going to be a showcase still or an open mic. Today is actually the day we're deciding it. So.
Awesome.
Dun dun dun. To be continued on that. And
hooah!
And then I do the hashtags or whatnot, or the @s. I don't really use Twitter, but I do use Instagram, and that's @Mikee, spelled with 2 E's, MIKEE, _ and then my last name Steinberg. And that's spelled the Jewish way.
Phonetic Jew.
You can Google look that up. Yeah.
Just Hollywood Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's going to pop up.
Right. That's pretty much what happens when you type in, if you do my full name, Michael Steinberg, it's just a bunch of, like, Hollywood Jews. I think of one of them, like, half direct, co-directed, like, American Pie 2 or something. Like a lot of shitty movies. I was I don't want to be affiliated with that, so yeah. It's
somebody that had a writer's credit on Thunder in Paradise 1.
End of a horror movie, the puzzle pieces.
He was Kobayashi.
Yeah.
All right, Zane, what do you got? Probably in March.
I don't know, man. Wrestling something somewhere stupid.
Okay.
I just at this time I'll have just turned 33, so I'm probably really depressed about shit and don't really care.
That's what happens at 33.
Yeah.
Oh, and in March is my birthday. So
yeah, there you go.
There we
Me
go.
too.
That's something.
Yeah, I'm turning 35.
Hey, well there we go.
Yeah.
What day?
March 13th.
25th.
February 25th.
Oh, well.
There we go. Well,
we've done it, guys.
We've done it. As always, guys, we missed something, glazed over something. Any information you want to give us about Thunder in Paradise, if you're that writer that got fired after writing that wonderful landmine, please.
They are so fucking...
They fucked you over. Please contact us at Man Manning on Twitter and Instagram, or email me at jake@sslshow.com. Also, too, make sure you log on to howdidthisgetbooked.com. We got t-shirts available. Of course, my merch is there too. Also, more information about future shows and upcoming shows, so make sure you log on to that. Also, too, please subscribe on iTunes and Google Play. We really need you guys to subscribe and write reviews. I can't appreciate the few people that have, written reviews. It really helps us out, so please continue to do that. Also, too, please subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/ManScoutManning. Also, make sure you follow on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of How Did This Get Booked?
Woo!